Welcome to Time for Hope, a ministry of Hope for Living Media Church and Bible Study Time Incorporated. Here's your pastor and host, Dr. Frida Cruz.
Welcome to Time for Hope. I'm Dr. Frida Cruz, your host, and with me today is author and founder of the Hinton Cares Foundation, Tyrus Hinton, who joins me to discuss his book titled Baby Steps, subtitled I'm Diagnosed, Now What? Tyrus writes, there are so many things that happen in life to which we have no answers. He knows firsthand how life can change with a single visit to the doctor. The number one stressor in life is the death of a child, which Tyrus and his wife experienced through the death of their child to leukemia, which sent them into a darkness that many couples never recover from. In his book, Tyrus unpacks the trauma his family went through after the death of their son, but more importantly describes what couples can do to lessen the impact. Stay with us as Tyrus and I discuss some of the questions grieving parents ask, such as, why me? Why my child? Why God? Why my family? And what did I do wrong? And Tyrus, I so appreciate your willingness to come and be my guest on Time for Hope. You were one of those that didn't have to come so far. We have them come sometimes from far away, having to fly in and that kind of thing. You chose to drive in, didn't you?
Yes, thank you so much. It was a pleasant drive as well.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Sometimes I always used to, I don't anymore, find driving sometimes to be therapeutic.
Yes.
And especially this time of the year when things are beginning to be beautiful as the leaves turn and so forth.
Yes, it's a beautiful trip. Good drive from Raleigh, not too long. You get out and stretch halfway, then you get back in the car and just kind of meditate the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well, it's good to have you.
Thank you for that.
When I first saw this little book, I thought, that's a strange title, Baby Steps. And then underneath, I'm diagnosed, now what? And I thought, how does that have to do with babies stepping, so to speak? And then I had to review it and so on and so forth to find out really what it was about. And it has to do with your story, yours and your wife's story of losing a son. But you allowed the Lord, this is where I'm coming from spiritually. You appear to be coming more from the psychological and therapeutic in your book. Although you're an associate pastor, I understand.
Yes.
Have you ever been a total pastor and not associate?
Yes, I was a senior pastor for 10 years.
Is that a senior pastor for 10 years?
Senior pastor for 10 years, and in 2016.
Were you pastoring at the time this was going on with your son?
No, I was a minister, a local minister at our church in New York at the time my son was diagnosed.
So you had a church in New York.
Yes,
yeah.
I was serving
and then
at church.
You also are a Bible college graduate with a theological degree, from what I remember reading about you. So you have quite a wide range of experience and so on and so forth. And so why did you choose, I'm going to ask this question, to stay so closely with just the whole thing of getting through bad news when it is gotten from a doctor, and especially if it has to do with your child and so forth, and not putting in a lot of scriptures and so on and so forth?
Well, Dr. Cruz, during that time, we're talking about the early 90s. So when resources weren't as available as they are now, you know, we're very digital now with iPads and mobile devices, and you can pretty much Google anything you want in the world and you'll get the information. Well, at that time, my wife and I didn't have those options. So when they told us that our son had this form of leukemia, they gave us a bunch of pamphlets. They gave us things to look at. And back then, you know, the only people who had cell phones were doctors. The big cell phones that came halfway across your face, Those are the folks who had cell phones, but we had pamphlets. And in reading those pamphlets, they gave us the medical terminologies and the medical diagnosis and the medical steps that would take, and even presented us to clinical trials that would take place. However, we had no emotional support guide. Our family was not familiar with leukemia, as no one in our family had been diagnosed on my wife's side or my side. We had 2 other children who were perfectly healthy at birth, and we didn't know anything about leukemia at all. And I said, man, what could we do for people that we could have benefited from at our time of diagnosis? And the first thing that came to my mind was to write a resource that could help people get through those first 10 days from a very practical approach, from a very emotional approach.
But I would have added one of the first things, and that's where I told you I'll be coming from, would have been prayer, going to the Lord first thing, and
Yes.
taking. In fact, we're going to be having that old hymn, "Take it to the Lord and leave it. Take it to the Lord in prayer."
Yes.
And when you talk about finding a song later, we'll talk about that in your book. That came to my mind. Take it to the Lord in prayer, and that would be my first approach with. And I've had some things, but nothing like the loss of a child. Nothing. And being a professional counselor for 25 years, I counseled many people, and some that would have had great losses in their life. And I know for sure, and I believe you didn't you read after Norman Wright in doing your research?
Yes.
He's a friend, by the way.
Oh,
We
nice.
date back together in the American Association of Christian Counselors.
Nice.
We worked together there. And Norman Wright himself, lost a child. And am I right about
Yes.
that?
Yes.
And he was doing a great job then, and had already written some books and stuff, and so forth. But to use what God, I encourage people all the time to mine what's M-I-N-E, what's going on in our lives, because we are promised in Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to those who are the called according to His purpose. And so I advise them to mine that mountain of grief, that mountain of what you're talking about in your book, loss, and see what God has in it that can be for our good.
Yes. And I agree with you 1,000%. That is so important for us as foundational Christians, conservative Christians, as we were, always have been, born in a Christian home, born in a very conservative Christian church. Definitely our hope being the eternal security with Jesus Christ, always, which is how we got through this, because we knew to live as Christ, to die as gain.
Assumed that.
So we were already, our foundation was already strong. What I did realize, though, is that we shared a room with a young lady who was Muslim. She was 15 years old, and she was diagnosed when my son was diagnosed, pretty much days apart.
How old was your son, by the way,
He
at
was
this
16
time?
months when he was diagnosed.
16 months.
So it shows you how times have changed, because now everyone is in individual rooms, but back then we shared rooms. And I remember, trying to convey to that family that Jesus has this all worked out. He's got this under control. He's got us. He's taking care of us. And I remember the young lady saying, I don't want Jesus right now. I want my daughter to be better. I remember her saying that. And at that point, I said, I totally understand where you're coming from, because our foundations are totally different. And my thought 18 years later when I wrote this resource was, Lord, let me write something that can cross all generations, Christian and non-Christian. And when they reach out to me, give me a chance to witness to them about how you carried my wife and I through such a devastating time. I was reading up on a few of the statistics for couples that lose children. And one statistic read that only 16% of marriages last past 5 years after the death of a child. So that means 84% of marriages end in divorce after the death of a child. What a testimony for my wife and I. We're getting ready to hit 25 years on December 25th. And just what a testimony to us that we could have a resource to present to people to say, hey, you can make it through, but not only can you make it through this, you can make it through together, and here's how we did it. Here's our foundation. Here's what the Lord did for us. And the idea is that this resource will be placed in hospitals all across the U.S. That's the idea, that there would be no barriers. And unfortunately, you and I are both aware that sometimes if something has a religious context, they won't allow it in their libraries. Sometimes if something has any type of context, they won't allow it. But this being just such a practical resource to get you through it, it starts the conversation. And they want to know, who is this Tyrus Hinton guy? And then I can tell them, yeah, my hope is built on nothing less. Jesus' blood
and righteousness. It's time for a break, they're telling me, and we will be right back.
What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. You can take it to the Lord in prayer.
Thanks for staying with us on Time for Hope. Our guest for today is Tyrus Hinton, and we're discussing his book together, titled Baby Steps. And then it's subtitled, I'm Diagnosed, Now What? And without that subtitle, you don't have the slightest idea maybe what your book is talking about by it being baby steps. I want to go right through your book and your directions that you're giving. I think they were awesome all the way through. And I can see where you would want to hand it out or hospitals would want to use it, and so on and so forth. And the first thing you do on diagnosis day, and you receive that diagnosis, that the first thing you say do is breathe. Did it actually take your breath when you got that diagnosis?
It does. It takes your breath away. Again, my wife and I were 22 and 23 years old.
Oh, that made a difference.
23
too.
and 24,
Yes,
our third baby.
And you already had 2 other
Right.
children, because I had wondered whether you kept having children during this time or how that happened.
Right, he was the baby of the 3 at that time.
Oh, okay.
So when you think your baby now is being diagnosed with cancer, it takes your breath away. It really does. And you have to kind of just start breathing again. You have to collect your thoughts. You can't just get so caught away that you lose what's happening around you. You can't, for lack of better words, you can't spaz out in that moment. You have to actually just start breathing. Just start inhaling and exhaling. Just start, okay, this is what they're telling me.
Many clients I had while doing counseling, and I still counsel, but not as I did those 25 years, had to do with getting them calmed down enough to listen, and that's what you advise.
Yes.
You're going to need to be listening to what the doctor's telling you, and get a hint of what's ahead of you and so forth. And what we were doing in those days were having them breathe in to the count of 6, and I would do the counting, 1, 2, and then breathe out with your mouth open to the count of 6, and do that until they were calmed down. And it can. So you're saying do it yourself. Don't have somebody there counting it out for you and that kind of thing. Mentally, you could count yourself down, couldn't you? It's better to breathe in with your mouth closed and breathe out with your mouth open. You agree with me on that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay,
I do.
so that's what you're suggesting people do, because you say it's like getting a kick in the stomach.
Yes, it's almost unexplainable when someone tells you that your 16-month-old son has cancer. It's almost unexplainable. You think, oh, wow, we've been to the doctor. It's a common cold. You know, your child has a fever. They give you Tylenol. Oh, he's teething, or he's teething early. Or, you know, you just start going through the things that you had gone through with your 2 prior children. You're saying, oh, okay, this is just regular signs. And then a team of doctors come in with white jackets on, a whole team. I think there were about 6 of them. And they came in, they said, oh, we just want to introduce you to our oncology team. And I'm saying, oh, wow, I'm familiar with that. I know what oncology means. What's going on? And it's like, oh, your son, we hate to inform you of this, but your son has is a form of leukemia. Our hope is that it's the lesser form of leukemia, but we'll have to do some more testing.
Yeah, what form? What does that A stand for?
So acute myeloid leukemia. So AML, which is the most aggressive type of leukemia a child can have. And when they came and they let us know that, of course, in that moment, now, of course, with us being spiritual people, it was a little bit easier for us to kind of just breathe and say, okay, Lord, it's in your hands. Lord, you know. That's all we just kept saying was, Lord, you know. We didn't out-talk the doctors. We didn't try to over-talk the doctors. We sat there, we listened, and we just kind of breathed a little bit. I stood up, and I asked the doctor, could you just give us one moment? And I looked out the window, and I just started quoting songs that I knew, the hymns of the church that we learned. And I remember vividly just looking out the window saying, what a friend we have in Jesus.
All our
sins
griefs and
griefs
sorrows to bear.
What
Yeah.
a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. And in that moment, that's all I could do was give it to God in prayer. That was a part of my breathing. That was a part of my inhaling and exhaling. That was a part of my 6 seconds in through the chest and 6 seconds out through the mouth. That was all a part of it. And that's why it was important for me to write the resource, because when you get that kick in the stomach, your natural reaction is just to bend over and scream. Well, that's not the time to bend over and scream.
But it's okay to do that if
It's
that's
okay to
what
do
if you give
okay.
permission in your book, scream, yell,
I do.
whatever. But you're really saying what worked best for you, and we're hoping to get the point across. If you don't know the Lord as you and your wife did, that you would understand that it could be a life-changing experience to come to know the Lord, so that He promises never to leave us. That promise would have come. Never to leave us nor forsake us.
Right.
And not even when you get that kick in the stomach and get such a diagnosis as you did.
Right.
We would want our viewers, and we have them, from coming from both directions, that you have these promises of God.
We have it.
And when we know them, they automatically come under certain circumstances.
They do. And and even when you're thinking about our viewing audience, I was diagnosed with cancer myself in 2017.
I know, and you don't talk about that in your book. You gonna
I
write
don't.
a book about that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It might come out.
But you must have gotten through that rather quickly. And
I did, and I used my own resource, to be honest with you. I had not long written my book and released it in June, and then I was diagnosed in September, after our
So it kind of came like a journal to you then.
I said, wow, this is unbelievable that I would get diagnosed right after. I said, okay, where's my book? Let me find my book and let me start reading some of the things that I've suggested to other people. So when you're thinking about your viewing audience that's watching this, and it's not so much that the book is about a death of a child as much as it is how to get through diagnosis.
And that's true of anything that comes that's not good in life, not just the death of a child, but you can be impacted greatly by divorce. That's a very, almost a devastating experience for many, many people going through divorce. And what I've learned as a grandmother, having experienced a child going through that, and their children, what my grandchildren and what children go through when their parents divorce.
Yeah, it's traumatic.
It's a traumatic thing for them.
It's traumatic.
Yes.
It's traumatic.
Okay, I broke you up. You've lost your thought, right?
Oh, no, I was still on it, but absolutely. So you think about, even when you're thinking about divorce being traumatic, you think about congestive heart failure is just as traumatic. You think about someone who's just realized that they have now diabetes. That's traumatic.
Or the person themselves being diagnosed with cancer, because cancer usually spells out death.
Absolutely.
Not the first thing you think about, I'm going to die, I have cancer, because it has that reputation, so to speak. But you know what? I'm being told that I'm going to have to go out by sharing some things from my viewers, and this is going to put us into another week. Another week. The second week. We'll be picking up next week with the rest of your story and that you have in your book.
Thank you.
And my first thing from a viewer is a word of encouragement for me, which I greatly appreciate when they come in. And it reads, "Dear Dr. Frida, hi, I just saw your show, Time for Hope. It was sent by God." Oh, how encouraging that is. And I even prayed today that our viewers could sense that when this show, when you're seeing this particular show today. God bless you. And I encourage people to encourage me. I need it just like they do. God bless you. I'll be watching from now on. So when I think of all the hard work and all that goes into producing these shows, that's great encouragement, and I appreciate it. And then I have a prayer request. I want you to know that you are invited to share your prayer request with us and be assured that every prayer request that comes into Time for Hope, we take it up with the Lord. On Monday morning, we have a devotional and worship service here, and we take up the prayer requests that come in from Time for Hope. So the one I'm sharing with you today reads, "Dear Dr. Frida, please pray for my friend. She needs healing for pain. She is a recovering cancer patient." We've had cancer patient those that have recovered from cancer on the show. And to recover from cancer is a great blessing of the Lord. So very few people that have cancer, or a lot of people, I should say, that have cancer don't recover from it. And like we just said, it almost, when you hear the word cancer, you think of death, but it's not always true. There are many people that have survived cancer, but her friend has not yet. And she's asking us to pray for her friend that she will recover from the cancer. And then the next thing that I would encourage you to do is think about helping us financially. We can always use your financial help. And then lastly, I would say make sure you join us again next week for the second week with Tyrus related to his book, Baby Steps.
Thank you for watching Time for Hope, a ministry of Hope for Living Media Church and Bible Study Time Incorporated. We offer a free fact sheet with more information on today's topic. Call or write us to get your copy today. The resource we are offering this week is available for a donation of at least $10 to the Time for Hope ministry. Any additional donation you wish to send will be greatly appreciated. Call us at 800-669-9133. Write us at Post Office Box 2169, Spartanburg, South Carolina, 29304. Or visit our website at timeforhope.org. As we continue to give out messages of hope, a financial gift of any amount to support the Time for Hope ministry will be greatly appreciated. When you send a gift to Time for Hope, you are joining in the ministry to which God has called us. It will also enable us to inform and inspire viewers to become students of God's Word and grow closer to Him, and in turn minister more effectively to others as God gives them opportunity. Look for Dr. Frida's Scriptural Devotions on our Time for Hope TV Ministry Facebook page. And to see this program again online, visit our website or search for the Time for Hope TV Ministry on YouTube, iTunes, Roku, or Facebook. And to see booklets Dr. Frida has written on such topics as grief and loss, marriage, and prayer, call us or visit our website, timeforhope.org. Until next time, have a great week. And remember, it is time for hope.